Are you looking for an ultra budget gaming PC to play all the newest games with your friends? Well, if so, you've come to the right place. Now, I know you're probably sick and tired of Dell Optiplex builds, but you really can't beat them at such a budget. Can you get a good platform GPU? Sure, but then you have to add storage in a case, as well as a power supply, which will add up to at least another $100. So if you really want that maximum performance for a really ultra budget rig, then an older OEM PC is definitely the way to go. So let's talk about the Optiplex we'll snag. Now, deals on these Optiplexes are not hard to come by at all, so don't worry if this specific one is off sale by the time you watch this. But the one that I found I can get for $100 or for $120 and free shipping, we can get a Dell Optiplex 7040. This thing comes packed with an i7-6700 and a 1TB hard drive. Now, the downside is that it only has 8GB of RAM. Now, we can easily upgrade that cheaply, and we can even replace the whole thing with a dual channel 16GB kit for just about $20 to $30. Now, the specific listing I found does not have an operating system and boots to BIOS, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. That might be better. You might like that, you might not like that, but make sure you always read the description of these listings and buy from reputable sellers. So the i7-6700 is, we're on the 13th gen now, and this was a 6th gen i7, so it's about 7 years old at this point, and there's a 1TB hard drive, so that's definitely not going to be anything speedy, but we will have some extra money to add a SSD. If your motherboard supports it, then you can get an NVMe SSD, even 500GB, and that will be much faster than your hard drive. Real quick before we continue, if you just take a moment to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Anyways, now that we've got everything our build needs, we'll get the real power behind the rig, our graphics card. I bet you didn't see this coming. It's the RX 580. Yeah, so you can get one of these guys easily off of eBay or AliExpress for $85 to $100. The ones from AliExpress are basically 8GB version of the RX 570, and the ones from eBay are most likely mined on. The ones from AliExpress might be too, who knows. So where you buy the card is entirely up to you. Just know that this card will give great 1080p performance with its 8GB of VRAM. It has as much VRAM as an RTX 4060 Ti and RTX 3070 Ti. So since 85 plus 120 is less than $250, we have some extra money that we can spend towards our RAM upgrades and storage. Now for RAM, I'd recommend getting at least another 8GB stick of RAM. Just make sure that you get a speed that matches the one that you already have in your system, so that you don't run into any errors or any problems. So yeah, just check the speed of your RAM that comes with the system, and then get at least another 8GB stick to match that. Or if your system comes with no RAM, well then I'd recommend getting a 16GB kit. Silicon power value kit, it was going for like $32, I think it was. We used it in a previous video, which you should probably check out also. And for the storage, if your motherboard can't support a NVMe drive, then I would recommend going with the trusty Team Group MP33, and probably you'll have to go with the 500GB version, which is about like $24 nowadays. Super cheap Gen 3 drive. Your motherboard probably doesn't support Gen 4 anyways, and yeah, it's going to be way faster than your hard drive no matter what, so this will be a nice upgrade. So for a system that costs a little bit under $250, you get a PC that can game at 1080p high settings, 60 plus FPS in any game. I'll link a video of benchmarks for a system with the same specs in the description below, but for now let's get into a price breakdown. So first up, with our Optiplex, that costs $120, and our GPU, our RX 580 8GB, costs $85. For our SSD, if we go with the Team Group MP33, it would cost us $24 for the 500GB version. And our RAM is up to $21. Now, I can't give a specific price for the RAM here since I don't know what the speed of your RAM was or how much your Optiplex will come with. But just know 8GB, one singular 8GB stick will be very cheap, like definitely going to cost less than $21. Now, the final price ranges from anywhere between $229 to $250, once again depending on your RAM upgrade. So for anywhere from $229 and just a tad bit over, depending on your RAM upgrade, you can finally play all of your favorite games with your friends. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you check out one of my other ones. Hope to see you again soon.